All right, folks, what is going on? This is episode 478 of the First and Frame Rate Show. I am VF Baller. Over here, we talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. We're switching gears. We talked about Georgia Southern. Want to see those guys succeed. The young guys that are going to be playing this upcoming week or the rest of the season. We're going to talk about these Atlanta Falcons. And I got to talk about the coach. I got to talk about this quarterback situation because I did a live stream earlier this past weekend saying Mariota needs to get benched. And I still stand by that. Now I'm not saying that Desmond Ridder is going to be the guy. I want to put that out there now. I'm not saying he's going to be the guy, but you see who's not the guy. And I get it. We're in the thick of things, like Coach say, which we'll talk about in a second, because of some plays Mariota made. Some. But you're going to lose more games like this. This is just going to get worse. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I have every right to be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. A lot of people who do content creating, it's okay to be wrong. But my gut feeling saying that the Atlanta Falcons will lose more games like this. And we're going to talk about why I feel that way. We're also going to talk about the quote from Arthur Smith about the quarterback change and everything under that umbrella. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is the First and Frame Rate Show. You can find me on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. I am also on YouTube and Rumble if you want to watch the visual side of things. I want to get one more thing out of the way. BetUS is sponsored by the show. That is affiliate partner of the show, where you can bet on games. You can bet on performances from other for individual players. You can bet on anything from the NFL to NBA to college, esports, MMA, boxing, anything under an umbrella. The link is down in the description. If you go to that link and put in $100, you will get 125% sports book bonus where you already double your money just by putting in. So you're already winning. You go there, put that bonus in, and then you could bet on other games. You could bet on Marcus Mariota. See how many touchdowns he can throw. You can see if Desmond Ridder actually gets in the game. You can also bet on if the Chicago Bears run for $200 on 200 yards on the Falcons. Or you can bet and see if the Falcons actually dominate this game. You can bet on that and all other things. What about my Georgia Southern Eagles? What about the upcoming games throughout the entire aspect of football? Maybe NBA. Everything is there. BetUS. Check out the link down in the description. $100 will get you 125% sports book bonus. You basically double your money off the rip. So check that link out and hopefully that works out. Let's get back into this. I am very disappointed in Coach. I'm not going to lie. He always wants to fight. Seems like he wants to fight the media. He thinks he knows everything. And I'm not saying that he don't, because this is his team. He should know everything about this team and what's going on. You would want a coach like that. But with that being said, I'm disappointed because we see the product on the field. I talked about this. I've been pretty much on board with this. I've been talking to people about this ever since the Rams game. Because one time, you can get over on me when the Saints situation, you fumble the ball. Okay, all right, that's one time. The second time, when the Rams game, you throw that interception to Jalen Ramsey. I think that was the second game of the season. I can't remember. Whatever the case may be, that was the second mishap. I'm done. I was done. I blamed the game on him. People saying, as a team is a collective game or whatever the case may be. And I'm not got to go down this rabbit hole saying that it's a team effort if a team loses or wins. Yes, technically, that's the case. But when you have one person making abundance of bad plays, you might want to point the finger at that one person, because the same people who say this always saying that you need one franchise quarterback to lead you. So it's a good thing when the quarterback does good things, but it's a bad thing, it's a collective thing when the one person ruins the chances for the team. Now, I'm not saying that this was an ongoing thing throughout the season, because there are some things that's been going on with the team per se to cause us to lose the games that we lost. But you clearly see what's going on with the quarterback, the leader of your offense, the person who has the ball in his hand 100% of the time when the game is pretty much 100% of the time when you're running your offense, and you see what's going on with that player. It may be time for a change. I'm not going to go down the entire spiel like I did in my live stream, but during that live stream, we talked about the stat line of Marcus Mariota. And the stat line is mediocre to below average at best. And you're not going to win games throwing for 120 yards. You're just not going to do it. In the games that you do that, you run the ball very well. Now, if this is a run-first team, I'm cool with that, but why would you draft Kyle Pitts and Drake London? I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of that. You don't get these great guys that are that's great and talented at their position to run the ball like this. That's to me, if that makes sense to you guys, please let me know, because that's the frustrating part about it. Like I said before, if you're going to draft some offensive linemen, you want to draft a running back, you want to get a couple of blocking tight ends or whatever the case may be, and run this offense, hey, I have no quarrel. I have no problem with what's going on. But when you draft playmakers that are clearly guys that can do some things, you get Tyler Algier, a guy who can catch out the backfield. Yes, he can run, but he can catch out the backfield. And you got Cordell Patterson who can catch out the backfield. And you turn around and you have this mediocre play in the passing game. This is why you end up losing a lot of games. It just doesn't pan out that way. And Arthur Smith had this press conference a day ago. I didn't want to talk about it because I wanted to talk about my Eagles. But when I heard this, I mentioned it on the last episode, but we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to give you my reasons why I talk about the topic that I'm talking about. The Falcons are going to lose more games like this. You have to. You're going to have to do something. It's either Mariota's going to have to get better or Desmond Ridder's going to have to play, and we're just going to just deal with it. Either way, I feel like it's a double-edged sword. I think we're just going to lose more games either or, because clearly something's up with Desmond Ridder that people don't know about, and if that's the case, just let it be, because Mariota is not helping. Not at this point. Maybe, like I said in the beginning, I could be wrong. Maybe Mariota turns it around, we run and win 6 games or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but as of right now, even up to what we have now, with us being the record that we are, I still don't put a lot of that on Mariota. Outside of the game that he was like 13 or 14, you can make a case. Yes, he made a couple of plays. The run play that he made, I can't remember. He scrambled and got out of bounds, and we kicked the field goal. I think it was the Carolina game, matter of fact. Yeah, you can put that on him. I'll give him credit. But when you've seen the last 2 games and Coach Smith talking about this because it's a quick turnaround, you need a quarterback that can handle a quick turnaround, because for the most part, everybody else seemed like they were doing okay. Everybody else on the team was doing all right. You give up 22, and I'm not even, like I said, I'm not going to count the field goal at the end for the Panthers. You give up 22 points, and you got playmakers like you have on this team. Is one common denominator why things aren't getting done. You know what I'm saying? You get your Marcus Mariota's overthrowing people, can't get the ball to certain people. He's not making good decisions. It has to be a common denominator. When you can hold any NFL team in the low 20s, you should be able to have a chance to win that game. And by default, we did have a chance to win it, but we should have been much better than that. I don't even want to pull up the stat line because it's just ridiculous. I think it was like 13 or 20 or something like that. Like 120 yards. You don't win games with 120. Nevertheless, we're going to go through this audio. I'm going to talk about this, because Coach Arthur Smith said that he's not going to make a change. And for him not to make a change, to me, I find it really disheartening. I'm not saying it to be the right move to make a change, but when you have a quarterback playing the way he is, you're just building a recipe to lose more games. Let's run this.
Any update on the quarterback situation or the plan to play?
Shout out to D. Orlando Ledbetter for the question. Shout out to him because he really did a good job on asking this. And I don't see eye to eye with him, but, I give him props for that. So let's run it back one more time.
Wednesday.
Any update on the quarterback situation or the plan to play Ridder?
That was never a situation, ever. I don't know where that those are. And I mean, you understand why the questions get asked. You lose 2 games in 5 days, and everybody wants to panic.
All right, I'm gonna stop right there before you finish. 2 games in 5 days, and everybody wants to panic. No, you got guys who are able to continue to be productive in the situation when they have a quick turnaround game. Now, I get it when you're talking about injuries. We already talked about the Tua situation with him playing back to back like that. I get it. But no, you got to at least be efficient and play some football. And I feel like Mariota's not that guy to do that. Yeah, he's been consistent, but he's not being efficient.
We're right in the middle of it, not where we want to be, but the reality is you're right in the middle of a playoff race with a conference opponent coming in here and a game we need to win.
All right, I don't know. It goes on to another question after that. But what I'm saying is, like, yeah, I get it. You're right in the thick of things, but you also have to understand that you could get out of the thick of things if you don't make some type of change. And I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying Desmond Ridder is the guy and he's going to be the one that make things better. I'm not saying that. But look, bro, what he's doing here is just not working. It's not. It's just not. I mean, even in the wins that we had, it is poor play. When you got guys being overthrown, it's poor play when, you got guys catching crazy footballs. They're not very accurate. He's not throwing guys open. He's not, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. It's just that he's just not making the plays. He's just not making, just point blank play. He's not making the plays where this team with this talent at receiver should be doing much, much better than what he is. Much, much better. I just feel like you keep this up, the Falcons are going to lose more games, and it really could have been a situation to where it could have been avoided. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what Desmond Ridder is going to be like. We don't know what he is. I'm not saying he is going to be that guy, but he could end up losing more games for us even if he comes in as a rookie and play. But at this point right now, you're looking at it as like, I know what the problem is. A lot of these guys on this team are playing their heart out. They're playing their butt off. I give them credit for that. The AJ Terrells of the world, all of them are out, and this secondary is trying their best to keep things together. We're not giving up that many points. If you want to sit there and talk about the Bengals game, I give you that. But outside of that, we're not giving up that many points. The team actually plays fairly well on defense, despite what people may think. But the points allowed is not that bad. It's just that we're not getting nothing production-wise in the passing game. That you get production in the passing game, you're going to win a lot more games with this defense. Because Arthur Smith, for all intents and purposes, he's done a pretty good job coaching his team. I'm not going to sit here and say he's doing it, but this right here, this is not it. This right here is not it. It's just not. I hate to say it like that because I don't want to see Marcus Mariota sitting on the bench, but what are we doing? We're if you're in the thick of things, we got to make something got to be done. I don't care if you have to throw direct screen passes, play it super safe and make sure he can get in a rhythm throwing 2-yard passes so they can be completions. Whatever he needs to do. We can even go to Drew Brees route and let him run and throw a bunch of slant passes. Something needs to be done to get Mariota to get a rhythm or something, because the stat line is horrible. The eye test is horrible. When the stat line is bad and the eye test is bad, that means something's going on. And people are going to sit here and say, oh, we're not experts. We're not on the team. This is why we're behind the mic and in front of the camera. You don't know what you're talking about. Hey, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But at the same time, you're not going to sit here and tell me what you see on the field is okay. That's not going to be. You're not going to sell me. You're not going to sell me that dream. You can't sell me that dream and say everything is going to be okay when I'm looking at a bad stat line. Guys is completing less than 60 or less than 63% of his passes and throwing for 129, 130. You're not going to tell me that that's okay. Or plus, I'm looking at what this team is doing, and the team is playing okay, but the quarterback with the eye test is not looking that good. Because when the eye test is bad and the stat line is bad, what you want me to say? I mean, I'd rather have somebody that has a bad stat line but look like they're doing a damn good job. And I'm not saying that he's not doing a good job. He's doing what he can do. You know what I'm saying? He's doing based on what his level of play is. And that's fine. But you can't go about, you keep doing this, you're going to lose more games like this. You're going to. There's no other way around it. And it's very disheartening because this team has so much promise, because this team is overachieved based on what we thought they was going to. Everybody thought this team was going to be a 2-15 team. They already won 4 games. They're really on pace. If they do step up the passing game, they're on pace to win 8 or 9, which is actually a step up from last year with possibly, well, I ain't going to say possibly, with clearly a better QB. We had a better quarterback last year, but we still have a chance to win more games than last year. Don't give me this like, oh, it's not on Mariota, it's not the quarterback, it's not that situation. No, listen. The quarterback make things go. I don't care what anybody says. It is what it is. It's a quarterback-driven league. The quarterback make things go. If you got your leader of the team, which is or the captain of every team, which more likely is usually the quarterback on offense, if he's in a good rhythm, if he's making plays, if he's doing that, everything is going to go well. Because when you make plays, that means the receiver's making plays. When you make plays, the offensive line is going to look better. Because you're out there making plays. Even if the offensive line can't block, if you're getting out of the pocket and making plays, that stuff is negated. I'll give it one more time. I don't think that Desmond Ridder's the answer. But at this point, I know who's not. And if he keeps it up, we're going to lose more games. Just like I said in the title. I don't have anything much else to say, but something needs to change ASAP, whether it be Mariota's play or Desmond Ridder needs to be in the game. Because you never know what you got until the kid's out there. Even if, the coach supposed to know best and this, that, and the third. And I'll leave you with this. Even if Desmond Ridder is not the guy and both of these guys aren't up to the task of making this team better than what they are, you just need to find another quarterback in general. I mean, I know somebody put that out on Twitter, but that's a no-brainer. If both of them are bad, you're going to continue to put them out there next year? Okay, now you're talking about Arthur Smith probably not having a job anymore. If you like this commentary, hit the like button, share this podcast, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What do you guys think? Do you think the Falcons are going to lose more games because of this situation? I think Mariota's done. I think he'll be a solid backup. But I think with him as a starter in this project or this experiment that we were doing with Mariota, I think he's overachieved. I think he did exactly what was needed to be done. Got us in the mix of things as far as the division. Won 4 games, which at one point somebody said they had us at 1-7 or 1-8 or something like that. I can't remember what they had us at. But he won 4 games. We're near 500. We're right behind Tampa Bay in the division. He's done his job. But I feel like you keep him in there, the welcome's going to be overstayed and you're going to lose more games. I hate to see us go down against Chicago, but we will talk about that at a later time. If you want to check out the rest of my content, go to YouTube or Rumble. I'm also on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. Like I said in the beginning of this show, check out BetUS. The link is down in the description. Go bet on some of these games. Get that 125% sportsbook bonus and win some money for Christmas. It's all out there. You can check it all out. Hopefully you guys will. I can be found on Twitter at VFBaller. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to get up out of here. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I'll be back on Thursday. Kind of a little upset about this. I really am. But y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.